Holding an SUV past its warranty often feels like financial roulette. Luckily, these simple, battle-tested models skip the pricey breakdowns and run forever on basic maintenance. Let's count down 10 SUVs worth owning past the warranty. Number 10. Toyota Land Cruiser. Buying a Toyota Land Cruiser makes sense for a very different reason than buying most new SUVs. Its real value becomes clearer after the warranty is gone, because this is a vehicle designed around long-term durability rather than short-term ownership. The Land Cruiser has a long record of handling years of demanding use, and that gives owners much more confidence when the factory coverage eventually expires. The biggest advantage is the strength of its core mechanical components. Toyota has built the Land Cruiser around proven engines, transmissions, and four-wheel drive systems that have been used in demanding conditions around the world. When these components are maintained properly, they can continue working for a very long time without requiring the kind of major repairs that can make an out-of-warranty SUV difficult to justify. That's important because warranty expiration doesn't suddenly make a Land Cruiser a bad financial decision. Routine services, brakes, tires, fluids, and suspension components will eventually cost money, but those are normal expenses for any vehicle. The bigger concern is an engine or transmission failure, and the Land Cruiser's long-term track record gives owners considerably more confidence in those expensive components. High-mileage examples reinforce that reputation. Seeing a well-maintained Land Cruiser with 200,000 miles isn't unusual, and some continue much farther. That means an owner who reaches the end of the warranty can still have many years of useful life ahead. The Toyota Land Cruiser is proven mechanical design, strong resale value, durable drivetrain, and exceptional long-term reputation make paying for maintenance yourself far easier to justify than with many newer SUVs. Number 9. Lexus LX. The Lexus LX is one of the few luxury SUVs where the end of the warranty doesn't automatically make owners nervous. That's because underneath the luxury badge is a heavy-duty platform with Toyota's long history of building vehicles for serious long-term use. If you plan to keep an SUV for many years instead of trading it in every few years, the LX starts making a lot of sense once you look beyond the warranty period. Its biggest advantage is the durability of the underlying mechanical package. The LX has traditionally shared its basic engineering with Toyota's toughest body-on-frame SUVs, giving it a much stronger foundation than many luxury crossovers. The engines, transmissions, and four-wheel drive hardware are designed to handle substantial mileage and demanding conditions, which helps reduce the fear of a major failure after coverage ends. That doesn't mean an LX is cheap to maintain. It's still a luxury vehicle, so tires, brakes, suspension components, fluids, and other service items can cost more than they would on a mainstream SUV. But there's an important difference between paying for scheduled maintenance and constantly paying for unexpected mechanical failures. The LX has built its reputation around keeping those major problems relatively uncommon. Its high-mileage record adds another layer of confidence. Well-maintained LX models can pass 200,000 miles and continue providing useful service, giving owners plenty of reason to keep them rather than trade them in immediately after the warranty expires. For buyers willing to budget for normal luxury vehicle maintenance, the Lexus LX can be an excellent long-term keeper. Number 8. Honda CR-V. The Honda CR-V is worth keeping after the warranty for one simple reason. It is one of the easiest SUVs to own when you're paying for everything yourself. You don't need a specialized luxury workshop or an enormous repair budget to keep one on the road. Honda has sold huge numbers of CR-Vs for years, so independent mechanics know them extremely well and replacement parts are widely available. That matters once the factory warranty disappears. If a sensor, suspension component, starter, alternator, or other age-related part eventually needs replacement, you have plenty of options besides taking the vehicle straight to an expensive dealership. The CR-V's popularity keeps parts easy to source and gives owners access to competitive labor rates. Its engines also have a strong reputation for lasting well beyond the warranty period. A properly cared-for CR-V can remain a dependable daily driver deep into six-figure mileage, and seeing examples with 200,000 miles is hardly unusual. The key is that the vehicle doesn't become difficult to support simply because it gets older. Another advantage is that the CR-V doesn't require a luxury-sized maintenance budget. Tires, brakes, fluids, filters, and other routine services are generally straightforward expenses, while the vehicle's strong resale value gives owners an additional reason to keep it rather than replace it prematurely. That's what makes the Honda CR-V such a smart post-warranty SUV. It isn't about avoiding every repair forever. It's about owning a vehicle where repairs are generally familiar, parts are easy to find, and the underlying mechanical package can keep serving you for many years after the warranty paperwork has become irrelevant. Number 7. Kia Telluride. The Kia Telluride is an interesting choice once the warranty expires because its biggest advantage isn't simply how long the SUV can run. It's how much value you get before you ever reach that point. Buyers who chose the Telluride for its strong value can continue enjoying that advantage after the factory coverage ends, provided they stay on top of service and deal with smaller issues before they become expensive. Kia's warranty is a major part of the ownership story, but the Telluride doesn't suddenly become a bad vehicle when that coverage ends. Its large owner base means independent repair shops have plenty of experience working on it, while replacement parts are far easier to find than they would be for a low-volume luxury SUV. That makes unexpected repairs less intimidating when the owner is paying the bill. Another advantage is repair pricing. The Telluride doesn't carry the same premium brand service costs as a BMW, Mercedes-Benz, or other luxury SUV. When an older component eventually needs replacement, owners aren't paying a luxury brand premium simply because the vehicle has upscale features. The important part is staying ahead of age-related maintenance. Fluids, brakes, cooling system components, suspension parts, and other wear items will eventually need attention as the miles accumulate. Taking care of those items early can prevent relatively small problems from turning into much larger expenses. The Telluride also remains desirable on the used market, especially when an example has a clean service history. That gives owners another reason to keep theirs in good condition instead of treating the end of the warranty as an automatic signal to sell. Strong value, widespread parts availability, familiar repairs, and reasonable service costs make the Kia Telluride a surprisingly sensible SUV to keep once the warranty expires. Number 6. Lexus GX. The Lexus GX makes a strong case for post-warranty ownership because its foundation was never designed around short-term use. This is a body-on-frame SUV with genuine truck-based hardware underneath, giving it an advantage over many luxury crossovers once the years and miles start adding up. The GX has historically shared much of its mechanical DNA with Toyota's truck and SUV lineup. That means owners aren't dealing with an exotic platform that only a handful of technicians understand. Independent Toyota and Lexus specialists are familiar with the vehicle, and parts support is much stronger than you might expect from a luxury SUV. Another major benefit is how well the GX handles demanding use. Towing, rough roads, long-distance driving, and high mileage are all within its intended role. That heavy-duty foundation means an older GX doesn't necessarily feel worn out simply because the warranty has ended. Many owners keep them for years because the underlying vehicle still has plenty of capability left. The catch is that the GX isn't cheap to maintain like a basic commuter crossover. Tires, brakes, suspension work, and other components can cost real money, particularly as the vehicle gets older. The difference is that you're maintaining a strong truck-based platform rather than constantly trying to keep a fragile luxury system alive. Resale value is another reason owners are willing to spend money keeping an older GX in good condition. These SUVs have developed a loyal following, and clean, well-maintained examples remain highly desirable even with substantial mileage. A strong chassis, familiar Toyota-based mechanicals, serious durability, and unusually strong resale demand make the Lexus GX one of the luxury SUVs that can genuinely make sense long after the factory warranty has expired. Number 5. Mazda CX-5. The Mazda CX-5 is the kind of SUV that becomes especially appealing once you start thinking about ownership beyond the warranty. Its biggest advantage is mechanical simplicity. Compared with many newer vehicles packed with complicated systems, the CX-5 has generally kept its core engine and transmission set up relatively straightforward, which can make long-term ownership easier to manage. That matters when you're no longer protected by factory coverage. A complicated vehicle can turn a single failed component into a surprisingly expensive repair because multiple systems are connected together. The CX-5's more conventional mechanical design gives owners a better chance of dealing with individual problems without turning every repair into a major financial event. The model also has a strong record for dependable engines and transmissions. Well-maintained CX-5s commonly continue past 150,000 miles, and reaching 200,000 miles is realistic for owners who take care of the vehicle. The goal isn't to avoid every repair as the SUV ages. The goal is to have a vehicle where age-related repairs don't automatically make the whole SUV uneconomical to keep. Another advantage is the availability of independent repair shops familiar with Mazda vehicles. Owners have plenty of choices when routine service or an unexpected repair is required, which helps prevent labor costs from becoming unnecessarily high. The CX-5 also holds its value reasonably well, particularly when maintenance records are complete. That gives owners flexibility. Keep it when the vehicle remains dependable, or sell it later without taking the kind of depreciation hit that some older SUVs suffer. Simple mechanical design, dependable powertrain components, manageable repair needs, and strong long-term ownership value make the Mazda CX-5 a smart SUV to keep even after the warranty protection disappears. Number 4. Toyota Grand Highlander. The Toyota Grand Highlander is a little different from the older SUVs on this list because many owners will still be relatively early in their ownership when the factory warranty ends. That makes the real question less about proving 20 years of history and more about whether the vehicle has the right ingredients for affordable long-term ownership. Toyota has a major advantage here. Parts, service knowledge, and dealer support are available almost everywhere in the United States. When an owner eventually needs work outside the warranty, finding a technician familiar with Toyota systems is much easier than finding someone who specializes in a low-volume model. The Grand Highlander also benefits from Toyota's experience building high-volume SUVs and hybrids. The gasoline and hybrid systems aren't experimental concepts created specifically for this one vehicle. Toyota has spent years developing related technologies across its lineup, giving owners a larger base of real-world experience to draw from as these SUVs age. Another point in its favor is resale demand. Three-row SUVs remain extremely popular with American families, and the Grand Highlander's combination of passenger capacity and Toyota branding gives it strong appeal on the used market. A well-maintained example should remain much easier to sell than an aging SUV from a brand with weaker demand. Owners should still pay attention to recalls, software updates, fluids, brakes, tires, and other scheduled service. Newer technology can bring different types of repairs as these vehicles age, so ignoring maintenance is not a good strategy. The Grand Highlander earns its place because Toyota has given it a strong support network, proven technology, and a market that wants used three-row SUVs. Those advantages could make ownership after the warranty ends considerably easier than the vehicle's relatively young age might suggest. Number 3. Honda Pilot. The Honda Pilot makes a strong post-warranty case because it is built around a formula that has already been proven across millions of Honda vehicles. Once the warranty expires, owners benefit from something that matters more than flashy features. Almost every independent repair shop knows how to work on a Honda. That widespread knowledge can make a big difference as the Pilot gets older. You aren't locked into a dealership for every repair, and technicians have years of experience diagnosing Honda engines, transmissions, suspension systems, and electrical components. Parts are also widely available, which can help keep repair bills under control. The Pilot's large production numbers provide another advantage. Mechanics have seen these vehicles at every stage of their life, from routine maintenance to high-mileage repairs. That makes it easier to identify common wear points and deal with problems before they become expensive failures. Honda's V6 history also gives the Pilot a solid foundation for long-term ownership. Earlier generations have accumulated serious mileage across the country, showing that a properly maintained Pilot can remain useful long after its warranty coverage is gone. Plenty of older examples continue serving families well past 150,000 miles. The key is knowing when to spend and when to walk away. Older SUVs eventually need suspension components, cooling system repairs, brakes, sensors, and other age-related work. A Pilot with a documented service history is much easier to justify because owners can see what has already been replaced and what still needs attention. Easy access to parts, widespread mechanic familiarity, a proven engine family, and strong used market demand give the Honda Pilot a major advantage after warranty coverage ends. For families planning to keep an SUV for many years, the Pilot can remain a sensible vehicle long after the original warranty has disappeared. Number 2. Lexus RX. The Lexus RX stands out after the warranty because it gives owners something unusual in the luxury SUV market, a relatively low-risk way to keep driving a premium vehicle without constantly worrying about what the next repair bill will look like. The RX has built a long record of dependable ownership, and that history becomes especially valuable once the manufacturer is no longer paying for repairs. Lexus also benefits from Toyota's enormous parts and service network. An RX owner has access to dealership technicians, independent Lexus specialists, and general repair shops familiar with Toyota-based systems. That choice matters because owners can compare labor rates instead of being forced into one expensive service channel. Another advantage is that the RX has been sold in huge numbers. Mechanics know these vehicles, aftermarket suppliers stock parts for them, and used components are easier to source when appropriate. An aging RX therefore doesn't carry the same support problem that can affect an uncommon luxury SUV. The model's strong resale value is another reason to keep one after the warranty. A clean RX with documented maintenance remains desirable on the used market, so money spent keeping the vehicle in good condition isn't necessarily money thrown away. Owners can continue using it, knowing there is still strong demand if they eventually decide to sell. Long-term reliability adds even more confidence. Older RX models regularly accumulate well over 150,000 miles, with many continuing beyond 200,000. Normal age-related repairs are still part of ownership, but major mechanical failures are not something owners automatically expect just because the warranty has expired. For anyone who wants luxury without taking on the repair risk associated with many premium competitors, the Lexus RX is one of the strongest long-term choices. Number 1. Toyota RAV4. The Toyota RAV4 earns the top spot because few SUVs make the transition from warranty ownership to long-term ownership as easy as this one. Once the factory coverage ends, owners are not suddenly left with an expensive vehicle that requires specialized care. The RAV4 is one of the most common SUVs on American roads, and that creates a huge advantage when it comes to parts, service, and repair costs. Its enormous sales volume means independent mechanics see RAV4s constantly. That familiarity can make diagnosis faster and repairs less complicated, while replacement parts are widely available from both Toyota and aftermarket suppliers. Owners also have plenty of choices when deciding where to get maintenance performed, which can help keep labor costs competitive. The RAV4's biggest financial advantage is its low day-to-day running cost. Fuel, tires, brakes, fluids, filters, and other normal expenses are generally manageable compared with larger SUVs. A vehicle that doesn't consume huge amounts of fuel and doesn't require exotic parts becomes much easier to justify once you're paying every repair bill yourself. Toyota's hybrid RAV4 adds another reason to keep the vehicle long-term. The company has spent years refining its hybrid system across millions of vehicles, giving owners a large track record behind the technology. That matters when deciding whether an older hybrid is worth keeping instead of automatically trading it in. Strong resale value is the final piece. Even an older RAV4 with substantial mileage can remain desirable if it has been maintained properly. That means owners aren't trapped with a vehicle that becomes nearly worthless as it ages. Low running costs, enormous parts availability, widespread mechanic knowledge, proven hybrid technology, and excellent resale value make the Toyota RAV4 one of the smartest SUVs to keep once the warranty is finished. And with this, we have reached the end of this video. Make sure to like it and subscribe the channel for future upcoming videos.